Hey Leo, welcome to your weekly reading. It's going to be your reading here from July 14th until the 20th. I hope you're doing well, Leo. We're just going to go ahead here and get started and jump straight in and take a look and see what's going on with you. I do want to announce here, if you haven't heard yet, that I am running a sale on my personal readings. If you're interested, that link will be down below in the description. Let's take a look here though, Leo. This is definitely interesting energy. You do have the death card here in the challenge. That is the only negative card here that I see so far, which tells me you're already going through this energy here. The death card is symbolic of a process of old things that are just withering away, and it's taking time for these things to be transmuted and transformed. And so it deals with transformation and change that you've been under and that you're going through at this time. But the good news is I actually feel like it's you're on the rebirth side here, to where we're gonna jump in here in a second, but I get here, Leo, that your identity has been going through quite the shift and the change here with this death card, because the death card can represent an ego death, right? So that this old part of yourself and this old part of your life that has been withering away slowly. But at the same time, when you read about the death card, it symbolizes that the decay of one thing will always fertilize something new. And so it's not that, it's like, yes, things have been breaking down in your life, but at the same time, new seeds have been being planted, and those new seeds are blooming here. So you're still going through this transformational process, Leo. But this is a really good reading. Just wait till we get into it. I mean, you got the Ten of Cups here and the outcome. I mean, this is a good read. So let's take a look here. I love this energy here for you, Leo. You pulled this conjunction card. It says Alliance here. So one thing here, I do pick up here in your reading, because you have the Three of Cups, Ten of Cups here, that you could be definitely making, I was about to say new relationships, but friendships wanted to come through. So this could be like new friendships, new relationships happening here in your life, or the strengthening of your relationships and your friendships here. But the conjunction is also about a new cycle. And that's very symbolic of the death card being in your challenge. That this is the perfect time for you to plant seeds now. And maybe you've already planted those seeds, but there's so much happening here that eventually you're gonna have your harvest here in the future. But I do pick up some type of new cycle, new chapter here beginning here in your life. And this Alliance card is actually encouraging you here to seek out relationships and connection and find different ways of socializing and all that type of stuff here, Leo. Because I feel like the world needs Leos. Just saying. You pulled this forgiveness card here, so you could be letting things go, of course, with that death card being here in your challenge. I'll just show you. Here it goes. I'm going to go through the tarot here in a moment if you're new to the channel, but you know, the death card is about letting things go, and a lot of the times it is, you know, it's hard to let some things go, but and maybe you're grieving some things, right? Maybe you're having to forgive yourself and forgive others here. But maybe your last thing here, Leo, is forgiveness. Like maybe that's the last sort of push you need here, or step you need here, so that way you're totally done with this death card archetype here in your life. Let's see here, Leo. You pulled this nothing will come out of this situation here. You know what I pick up intuitively about this card here, Leo? If there's certain things that you're worried about, or you're stressed about, or you're having doubts about, or even fearing, I feel here that it could be your imagination getting the most, or getting the best of you here. And so if there is something here that you're like find yourself consistently thinking about, I think things will be fine here, Leo. All right, you pulled the Knight of Wands here for your overall energy this week. Leo, I think you're back in your Leo energy. Leo, you are a fire sign. The Knight of Wands is a fire sign, obviously, right? The Knight of Wands is all about being bold, decisive, determined, driven, ambitious. And so I see you stepping into this Knight of Wands temperament. It's where you're bold, decisive, and you're moving with more clarity here. Man, can I say something, Leo? I feel Leos have been doing a lot of deep self-reflection. And I think it's showing me this in this death card, to where it's more so like the old stories of things that you're having to release. It's not even things that are going on currently. For some of you, it could be, but it's more so some type of attachment to some type of story that's been keeping you stuck in the past. And I feel like you're on the verge of finally being able to let go of this old story, because I feel like this story has been shaping a part of your identity, or has created some part of your identity, but it's like it's not really you, if that makes sense. And so you're like releasing that part of yourself. I know Leos are like, damn, Austin, how'd you know? You pulled the one reason why I know, and we'll come back to that here in a second, but let's see here if I can pick up this card, Leo. You pulled the Three of Cups here in your current energy at this time. I like the Three of Cups. You enter into the week with a lot of positive energy. Three of Cups is a card of celebration. It's positivity when it comes to your relationships, where there's trust, there's joy, there's optimism. It's also a card of groups and community. It's also a card of family as well. And so it's just when it's flowing in your personal life, Three of Cups, when you're starting to find the flow again and the connection again to your friends, to your relationships, to your community, to your group, to groups, family. So I like this. There's a lot of good things for you to celebrate here at this time, Leo. Like I said, that Death card's in the challenge. We just talked about that. So you pull the King of Wands, though, in the future position. So here you are, Leo, showing up in a strong position. My opinion, the King of Wands is Leo. It's the Sun King, and Leos are the kings of the zodiac, kings and the queens of the zodiac. And there's even a lion on his throne. So it's definitely Leo. But I see you here. I like this because the King of Wands is my card of when you're rooted in your power here and you're confident in yourself. And you're actually allowing yourself to step more into your authority and allowing yourself to be visible and be seen. Not that you're shrinking away or you're trying to remain invisible, Leo, but I just see you showing up as the King of Wands temperament. To where you're more bold, you're more decisive, you're more confident here, even charismatic here. And this is a really good card when it comes to you entrepreneurs out there and the ones that are self-employed here. You know, fortune favors the bold here, and so the more you take the lead here when it comes to your career and your work, it's like you'll start to see those results here, specifically with the Ten of Cups and the outcome. Even if you're not self-employed, I just see you in this King of Wands energy to where you're confident and you're really walking in your authority. When I mean authority, I'm not saying you're being autocratic. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like where you're being a lot more, what's the word? Damn, I can't think of the word right now, Leo. Maybe because Mercury's about to retrograde, and Mercury's retrograde in Leo. Isn't that funny? But yeah, we'll clarify this King of Wands. But you did pull the Ten of Cups here in the assertive. That's what I want to say, assertive. It's like you're more assertive. You have the Ten of Cups here in the outcome position. Ten of Cups is the card of overwhelming joy and happiness and bliss here. You know, it's like, yes, the Ten of Cups is the happily ever after, and every time you probably hear that, you're like, yeah, okay, like I'm a realist, Austin. But the Ten of Cups can just represent to where maybe something that you're thinking about happens, like something good that happens. The Ten of Cups reminds me, it's like when you're intrinsically motivated by some type of vision for the future, right? To where you're moving forward with anticipation because you're expecting good things in the future, and those good things are happening with the Ten of Cups. So that's what I'm seeing here in the outcome. I'm not saying everything is going right? Because we know how life is. It'll throw you curveballs out of nowhere. But I feel for the most part, this is you finding the consistent joy of happiness in your life, finding that rhythm here. After going through, because you've been going through this Death card, right? To where, when you're going through a Death card, it ain't always happy. It ain't always sunshine and rainbows. For the most part, it sucks, like if we just keep it real. But that's the beautiful thing and the good thing about the Death card, though, is like it sucks, but also at the same time, something new is happening that you can't yet see until like you step out of the transformation. So your advice here is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is really wanting you to be, I'm hearing the word like inquisitive. It's reminding me of like Uranus and Gemini here, to where Gemini deals with being, Gemini deals with a lot of things, but it deals with intellectual curiosity. It deals with stimulation. Air is reinvigoration. It is also ideas. And so basically your advice here with the Knight of Swords is saying whatever it is that you're stimulated by or you're curious about or you feel like is invigorating, like new things to do, I feel Spirit is wanting you to move forward to those new things or step into those new things or take action on those new things here. Because the Death card, you could, maybe hold yourself back for some reason. You have the Ace of Pentacles here in the position of something you're unaware of, that you need to be aware of here. Now, this card is the card of opportunity. This could be an opportunity here that's coming your way this week, and you may be unaware of it at this time. But I think with this conjunction card, this is the new seed being planted, right? This is a new beginning here. And one of the things that I've come to learn about the Ace of Pentacles is it's like you reap what you sow. So you might as well start sowing seeds here, planting seeds. And if you've already planted those seeds, you know, keep sowing, because you will reap your rewards here. Let's clarify your reading, Leo. Clarify the Knight of Wands for the overall energy this week. He pulled the Fool card. Yeah, I mean, the Fool card is allowing yourself to take more chances. And it's liberation. It's actually the planet Uranus. So Uranus is liberation. It's allowing yourself to make changes. I always say Uranus, like when it comes to like a deep personal level, to where you feel Uranus energy, when it's in good aspect, it's like Uranus is like you feel the spontaneous urge to step into a new experience, right? To go beyond your limitations, right? To move into something, to try something totally new. But it does require like to take chances here. Clarify the Three of Cups. You pull the Queen of Wands here. Yep, there's good things happening this week. It could be with a Queen of Wands like person here. But no, I feel like this is you just being receptive and open and allowing yourself to participate in things, have fun with things, enjoy things, enjoying your personal life, social life, family life. Could even be your community. I like this energy. Clarify the Death card in your challenge. You pulled the Hangman. Oh yeah, you're coming out of the void, Leo. The Hangman is when you're suspended in the void, in between two worlds. And it's also the dark night of the soul, right? So you're coming out of the dark night of the soul. This is a rebirth. The Hangman reminds me of, well, it is connected to Pisces, but it's Neptune. So where Neptune has a lot to do with meaning, right? It's like the shadow side of Neptune is like life lacks meaning, and you just feel like nothing matters, and it's hard to find joy. And because it's almost in a way, Neptune is the great dissolver. So it's like it dissolves everything. It can dissolve your ego. It can just dissolve your sense of self, your identity. And when you're going through that, like a dark night of the soul, especially with the Death card and ego death, it's like, it's hard to fucking relate to anything during those times. But you're stepping out of that now. It's like life is taking on new forms here. Clarify the King of Wands in the future. You pull the Knight of Wands here. Here goes the Knight of Wands again. I'm telling you, Leo, I just see you bold, assertive, confident, taking charge in your authority, feeling successful. Clarify the Ten of Cups here in the outcome position for Leos this week. You pull the Six of Wands. Y'all just see, I'm telling you, Six of Wands is the card of success. I'm going to get one more clarifier on this, Leo. You pull the King of Cups here. You know, one thing I see paying off here for you, Leo? King of Cups is a strong love of devotion toward your purpose and really embracing your journey and taking your journey seriously in this life. It's also a card of spiritual maturity and emotional maturity. And so the Ten of Cups is actually a card of enlightenment. And so it's like there's this peak experience here that you're stepping into in your life. And I think you'll be very happy. You'll find more bliss and more joy here. But I also see, if you've been with that Death card in the Hangman, where you've been kind of experiencing in the past just a lack of meaning, and it's hard to identify things, and it's hard to like reorient yourself toward things. I think this is you finally being able to, with that Fool card, you're reorienting yourself here. Life is taking on new meaning. And I think it's giving you purpose and direction. And because it's giving you new purpose and direction, I think this is what the happiness really is, because it's like finally there's like clarity, and it's like there's change that is actually happening here. But your devotion toward your purpose is also having payoffs here as well. Clarify the Knight of Swords as your advice. You pull the Knight of Pentacles here. Yeah. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles says, you know, sometimes the best way is to take things slow. But then the Knight of Swords says the opposite. It's like the best way is maybe to be more decisive and quick. So I think your advice is a balance of both. It's like to be quick and decisive, but also be calculated and patient this week. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. You pull the Wheel of Fortune here. You got good changes on the horizon here for you, Leo. The Wheel of Fortune is a reminder that the only constant in the universe is change. And so when we allow ourselves to step fully into the new season and the change that is happening in our life, it's like we can really embrace the opportunity and really create something beautiful. So I think that's something to take into consideration here as you're going through, as you're navigating changes here in your life. But yeah, nothing's holding you back here, Leo. So that's what I got. I feel like this is definitely Leo's breaking free from a past chapter, past cycle, past story, and embracing a new one. And it's not like your whole life is taking on just a whole new direction. It's a certain aspect of your life. So that's what I got for you, Leo, this week. I appreciate you for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me, again, that link will be down below in the description. My readings are on sale at this time if you're interested. And otherwise than that, Leo, I'm wishing you the best, and I'll see you in your next video.